Here we are, time to do the final video. Got another one video to do, but this is where I did all my magic, all the stuff, all the videos you might see on the channel, all recorded here. So yeah, this white background, we had it redone. So yeah, there you go. Time for the final recorded video here. There you have it. The Christmas video is ready to go. This is it. Change is all about that. I've had a change, and by the way, don't often see me in a jumper like this. Change is good. Embrace it. It's not a bad thing. And guess what? If you do, if you see the positive side of it, great things can happen. So back in 2009, I was a MD of a growing business, and I wanted to move to a brand new office facility to bring more people in and to help grow my company. And 11 years ago that was, and today, or actually next week, but it's my final time here, I've given the keys back. Yep, these keys, no longer need them. I've decided to change and give my office up that I had and move on to a new different direction with the team that I've got. So in this video, I'm just going to share you some thoughts around change, how we deal with it, how we cope with it as business owners, how we need to embrace it sometimes in order to achieve new places, and to just share a few moments around my final time in my office that I've been in for 11 years and what you can do as a business owner to ensure that you change to get better results. My name is James White, I'm a small business sales expert. This has been my home, business home I should say, for 11 years. Time to move on. Let's have a look at the change and see what change can do for you to help you achieve what you want to. Let's have a look. This was a toilet. I remember this when I was riding lots of my bike rides. I'm doing another challenge next year, but I did Paris to Oxford and Edinburgh to Oxford, and I had to ride from my home, which is about 20 miles from here. Made sure I got a shower put in here so that I could get a shower for when the bike got here. So one of the other things I've been talking about in relation to change is how it affects you as a person. So I've been changing quite a lot recently. I wrote an article last week that was in my Saturday Sales Tips email around how I was changing from a physical perspective because I got on the scales and the weight was too high. The key factor for me in making that change was I was able to write down the reasons why I wanted the change to happen. What was the things that stopped me from having the change or making the change? And what was my real why? What was my driver? So I guess my question to you from a business perspective is, what's going to drive that change for you? Everyone in business has what I call an FTE event. If you want to know what FTE stands for, put it in the comment section below and I'll tell you. There's a moment where they go, I need to change. And I believe I had that in this business when I felt that we weren't in here all the time and we were paying rent and money for no reason. And I had it when I got on the scales a couple of weeks ago. So my question to you is, what's your FTE event? What's going to be the thing? By the way, it starts with a swear word and it's a this in the middle, but what's the moment that's going to make you go, I need to do something different? Invariably, it's when we either reach a low point or something happens where we sort of smacks us in the face and says we need to do something different. The reality is, there's got to be something that's going to make you want to move from where you are now to that change. People don't want to make a change because it feels like hard work until you get to that point and you know you have to. What's the moment that's going to make you go, I need to do something different? Invariably, it's when we either reach a low point or something happens where we sort of smacks us in the face and says we need to do something different. What does that future look like? How can we change in order to make sure we take advantage of it? It's really sad to see the difference in the rooms. This was our main meeting room. It's all looking at, we're going to get the Hoover out wherever before, but we had the main screens, we had the whiteboard, we had the projector board. We did a lot of training here, lots of business training that we did. Where we projected up on the screens and lots of small businesses that we trained in this room to get better results from a business and sales perspective. So I'm sitting in the kitchen in my old office, everything's cleared up, ready for it to be vacated. But it made me think about change and why people don't want to make the change happen. And one of the books I really encourage you to read, and it's a book that I give to everyone in my Sales Success Academy, is by a guy called Dr. Spencer Johnson called Who Moved My Cheese. And it's a little book, it takes you probably an evening, not even an evening to read it. But the whole purpose of the book and the whole focus on it is how two mice, Hem and Haw, were worried about change. They're worried about what would happen and what would this mean and well, we can't move from where we are now because that would mean too much change as a result of things. Definitely read Spencer Johnson's book. It's a great way of getting your mind in the right place to deal with the change, and do that, you can make anything happen. Great quote, a bend in the road is never the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn. You're going to be able to make the turn for your business. So final point about change is, when you think about things that we had before, we used to have CDs and tapes and things like that. Now we have streaming. We used to be able to just have to phone a cab, and now we can download an app. There's so many things over time that have changed, and change is really a good thing. Change enables us to challenge ourselves. It enables us to learn. It enables us to refresh our mindset of who we are and to think about different ways of doing things, and it enables us to evolve. And what COVID's taught us this year, I think, as business owners, is that we have to evolve. Now, I asked my customers this challenge, and I'm going to ask it to you as well, because it's a key one. If COVID, for some reason, meant you couldn't see any of your customers for the whole of 2021, how would you cope? What would you do? What would the change be for you? Would that mean you'd give up and just say you couldn't run a business, or would you have to evolve? There's a good friend of mine, a lady that I really admire called Lorna Reeves from My Events, and I use Lorna as a great example of someone who ran an events business when COVID was taking place and has only been in business for a couple of years. She could have been absolutely flummoxed and given up her business, but she decided to change. She decided to evolve. She's pivoted. She's now an online events host and hosts all my webinars and other events for lots of other companies. She's changed her business model and has now got an incredibly bright future. So sometimes change, whether it comes at us where we don't want it, where we least expect it, whatever's the driver for it, we've got to be able to see it as a good thing, see it as a positive. Yeah, sure, we're going to leave some stuff behind that we enjoyed and was good, but we have to be able to embrace it. We have to be able to go forward in a new way. Change is a good thing. What's the change you're going to make that's going to help you achieve what you want in the next few years ahead? If you've enjoyed the video and think it's useful and think I talk some sense and you can learn from me and helpfully can help you solve some issues for your business, then I'd love you to follow the channel and subscribe. But whatever works for you, whatever's right, that's okay. But I believe I can help you. In fact, I know I can help you. Let's give you the support you want to make next year a brilliant year, to deal with the change you've had to deal with COVID and get your business on the track you want it to. Right, the guys are doing some final move-ins. Time to turn the lights off and head away. There we go, 11 years of my life. Change, it's always a good thing. Time to go. Don't be afraid of the change.